Story 1, TIFU by not listening to my gut. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you ignored your instincts? I was driving home late one night when I felt an overwhelming urge to take a different route. I shrugged it off, thinking it was just paranoia. As I drove, I noticed a car tailing me closely. My heart raced. I decided to speed up, but so did they. Suddenly, they flashed their lights. I panicked and took a sharp turn into a dark alley. The car followed. I jumped out and ran, hearing footsteps behind me. I finally reached a well-lit street and turned around. The car was gone. I was shaken, realizing I could have been in serious danger. Now, I always listen to my gut. Follow for more interesting stories. Story 2, TIFU by inviting my ex to a haunted house. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you mixed your past with a spooky night out? I invited my ex to a haunted house, thinking it would be fun. As we entered, the atmosphere was thick with tension. We were both nervous, but I thought it would be a bonding experience. Halfway through, a jump scare made me scream, and I instinctively grabbed my ex's arm. She recoiled, and in that moment, I saw a flicker of something dark in her eyes. "You think this is funny?" she hissed. I laughed nervously, but she wasn't joking. The rest of the night was filled with awkward silence and tension. I realized I had opened old wounds. We left without saying a word. Now, I avoid haunted houses and exes. Follow for more interesting stories. Story 3, TIFU by ignoring the old woman's warning. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you dismissed a warning from a stranger? I was hiking alone when I encountered an old woman at the trailhead. She looked at me with piercing eyes and said, "Don't go up there, dear. It's not safe." I laughed it off, thinking she was just being overly cautious. As I climbed higher, the fog rolled in, and I lost my way. Suddenly, I heard whispers around me, chilling my spine. I stumbled upon an abandoned cabin, and the door creaked open. Inside, I found old photographs of hikers who had gone missing. Panic set in. I bolted out, retracing my steps, but the whispers followed. I finally made it back, shaken and breathless. Now, I always heed warnings, no matter how strange. Follow for more interesting stories. Story 4, TIFU by playing with a Ouija board. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you summoned something you couldn't control? My friends and I decided to play with a Ouija board one night, thinking it would be a laugh. We lit candles and giggled as we placed our fingers on the planchette. At first, it spelled out silly things, but then it turned serious. "Leave now," it spelled. We laughed it off, but the atmosphere shifted. The candles flickered violently, and a cold breeze swept through the room. Suddenly, the planchette shot off the board, and the lights went out. We screamed and scrambled for the door, but it wouldn't budge. After what felt like an eternity, the door finally opened, and we bolted outside. We never spoke of it again. Now, I avoid anything supernatural. Follow for more interesting stories. Story 5, TIFU by ignoring the strange noises in my house. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you dismissed strange sounds in your home? I was home alone one night, binge-watching a horror series when I heard a faint tapping noise. I shrugged it off, thinking it was just the house settling. The tapping grew louder, and I felt a chill run down my spine. I decided to investigate, grabbing a flashlight. As I crept down the hallway, the tapping stopped. I reached the basement door, and it creaked open on its own. My heart raced. I shone the light inside, revealing nothing but shadows. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind me. I panicked, fumbling for the handle. After what felt like forever, I finally got it open and ran upstairs. I still hear those noises sometimes, but now I just ignore them. Follow for more interesting stories.